Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hope you all made it through the weekend okay. It's officially spring now and we've had a few nice days. Had some snow last week. Today I thought it would be important to talk about what you can use in your home. Like we've got to get some things set up. This is going to be a long haul. We're not going to be able to get back in the gym for a while and you might not be able to go to stores or order anything at this point. So if you don't have bands and you don't have weights, I'm going to do a workout today with purely things I found around the house. I went to my gym last week on Friday to pick a bunch more stuff up, and I realized people at home don't have most of this stuff. Some of you do. Some of you have a whole gym at home, and I've seen pictures of it, and it's great. But a lot of you can also use other things. So I brought down today a few more things. I've got a water jug over here, and I've got small cans and big cans and jugs of water and a jug of olive oil, all these things that you can use as weights. So I'm going to use them all today and just show you how they can be effective. The other thing I like about using odd-shaped objects is that your grip has to change to hold them, so it actually is a little bit more challenging than just holding a dumbbell. Our regular lives, we don't hold things that have perfect handles on them all the time. A lot of times they're different shaped and, things like that. Okay, so first we're going to get warmed up a little bit. If you haven't done any warm up to get started, I just want you to step side to side, bring that knee up high, and try to touch your elbow to your knee. If this feels like too much, you can just do this, side to side, stepping, get those knees up, start to get your heart pumping, get warmed up a little bit. And I think it's really important to designate a space in your house that you just leave all your workout stuff. If you don't have a workout room, if you don't have weights and stuff, find a space in your house that you're going to designate for this, because this is going to be a long haul, I feel. And the handier you have things ready to go, the easier it is just to pick it up and do it. Okay, so we're going to start with a row today. So last week I did a row with a band, and you can do it with a machine if you have one, but this is another option. It's a bent over row. Now I have a bench here, but you can easily use a couple chairs. You can use your coffee table. I talk about that a lot. And I filled a jug up of water. So the great thing about these is that you can vary the weight. So what you're going to do is just pick it up by its handle. You want to keep a nice flat back and keep your abs engaged. And gently just pull up, just straight towards the ceiling. You want to drive your elbow towards that ceiling. So this is going to be one side at a time. And the thing about using a water jug is you can make it as full or as empty as works for you. If it's not enough weight, you could strap, if you have an ankle weight, you could strap it to it. If you have heavier things sitting around your house, you can lift those. Okay, so now I'm going to switch sides. You're not going to be able to see this as well, but it's the same exercise I just did. Just pull that elbow straight towards the ceiling. You want to think about pulling your shoulder blades together. You're only going to really be working one side. But think about pulling that shoulder blade straight towards your spine, straight towards the middle. Let's do 10 or 12 of these. Okay. Great. Now the next one I'm going to have you do is a side step squat. So I'm going to pick up my jug of vinegar for this so that I have some extra weight. Start without weight, just to make sure that you have the balance and everything done correctly and that you're feeling confident about it before you start with an extra weight. But I want you to step out to the side and squat. So this isn't a side lunge, it's just a squat. And you're going to squat, come back, squat, come back. And you can hold this any way is comfortable. You can hug it, you can hold it, switch your grip halfway through if it's hard to hang on to. But it's really good to use stuff around your house. There's stuff around your house that weighs just as much as weights, and we might as well use it. A gallon, just so you know, is 8 pounds. This is a little more than a gallon. Okay, side squats, and we're just gonna do one side this time. The next time through, we'll step out to this side and squat and come back up. Okay, shoulder press. If you have any back problems, I would recommend sitting for this one, because when you push a weight over your head, it can put some tension in your low back. So if you have any low back pain, sit on a ball, sit on a chair. I brought a chair in today, and I'm going to shoulder press these cans of Chili's. All right, so sit up nice and tall. Keep those abs nice and tight. Put your hands right here beside your shoulders and push up straight overhead. Now you might find that whatever you grabbed is either too heavy or too light. Like these actually are not very heavy for me. So I'm gonna switch midway, and I'm gonna press up my olive oil and my green chili. Anything you have around the house will work. Rocks. I actually do a lot of workouts outside with rocks because they're just like weights and you have to hang on to them a little bit differently. You can see Arjun peeking his head in back there. Sorry. We're all having to work out with family members around. It's just part of how it is. Okay, shoulder press. If you feel like you don't have back pain and you know this about yourself, you can do them standing. And then you can also add a little bit more variation, like stand on one leg, stand in a tandem stance like we talk about. Try those variations if you know you don't have back pain. Okay, next we're going to chop. Now in the gym, I use a variety of methods for this. I have this great ball with handles on it, and it works really well for this one. But if you just have a regular medicine ball, you can use it. I'm going to use this jug of water. It's really the same thing, and you can even fill it less full, you know, just different things. You can use anything in your house. So what I want you to do is get a good, strong, athletic stance to start. Feet a little wider than hip width apart, knees bent, hips back just a little to support your back and keep that core nice and tight. Now I'm going to have you punch up like you're going to throw it, and then punch down. So I would recommend using something that if you do accidentally drop it, it's not going to be a huge problem. But you're going to punch up and then down. So we're making a vertical or a diagonal line here. If you do have any back pain, go ahead and sit in that chair and do this. Use a little less weight. There's lots of ways we can do this. Okay, now take a deep breath. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to punch up this way, punch down to this side. You can use a empty jug of milk, fill it with water. There's lots of different things around our house that we can use. We just have to be inventive. Look around. Maybe a chunk of wood. Okay, good. That was wood choppers. Now I'm going to have you do a plank. Now, this is a really variable one that we can do as well, sort of like those push-ups. So you can start by doing them, say, at a kitchen counter, just like we did those push-ups where you hold yourself, and you can step your feet back and try to hold that position. The next progression down would be doing it like at a bench like this. So at your coffee table, you can push your hands off to the side if your wrists hurt with this one. You can do little pillows under your hands, anything to make this a little easier on your wrists. What you want to think about is doing a straight line from your heels to your shoulders. The next progression down would be on the floor. I'm going to move this down. So you could do it from your knees. The important thing with a plank is to keep your hands, I'm going to turn around this way, directly below your shoulders. So if your arms are out here, this is much harder, and it's hard on your shoulders. So you just want to keep your hands directly beneath your shoulders. Now, if you can hold this, and this feels okay, you can raise up to your toes. Now the goal would be to hold this for about 30 seconds. If 30 seconds doesn't feel hard, you can hold it longer. There's lots of ways to make this easier and harder. The other thing you could do is that some people have a really hard time with this with their wrists or if they have shoulder pain. So you could do it, I'm going to make sure, you can do it from your elbows too. So just like this. The important part is to keep a straight line from the tip of your head down through your heels. All right, good. The last one, I've talked about using different modalities for balance, and I brought in a couple of my pillows from my sofa. So you can, if they are not variable enough for you, you can try blankets, you can try lots of different things. Put them next to a counter, and in the gym I use balance discs. So a lot of you know, and we use these balance discs. I have some here at home too. If you have balance discs, you can use these. They're great. They're really good to challenge your balance. But if you don't have those, you're not going to be running out to many stores that have them right now. Stand-on pillows. So this one I'm going to have you do is just a simple weight shift. If you do struggle with your balance, start without anything under your feet. So I just want you to stagger your feet, and I want you to shift your weight forward and backward like this. Do this next to a counter in case you lose your balance. So this is the starting version, and if you feel like this is challenging, don't step on anything else. So I'm going to step on my pillows here, and these aren't super squishy pillows. You can double up. If you don't want to step on your pillows with your shoes, then, throw a rag down on them or whatever. And just shift your balance forward and backward. Each day, I'm going to try to incorporate some balance stuff that we can do. Okay, after 30 seconds or so, switch feet. Switch which foot is in front and which foot is in back. Remember, do this next to a counter, a sturdy chair, a railing, somewhere where you can hang on if you do lose your balance. Just shift that weight back and forth. If you have trouble with peripheral neuropathy or feeling with feet in your, not feeling the sensation in your feet, this is a really important one to be doing. Working on that balance. This is a good one, period. Okay, let's go through everything one more time. So we'll go back to that row. Go to your coffee table or a couple chairs that you have set up. Pick up your jug of whatever. You could use a milk jug. You could use a rock. Just keep that body in perfect alignment. So you see my shoulder isn't here. I'm keeping it straight up and down. I'm driving that elbow towards the ceiling. And then if you fill up a jug and it feels like too much, dump a little out. That's the easiest. Water is pretty easy. You can change the weight really easily. Okay, switch to the other side. Keep those abs nice and tight. All right, good. Okay, next one is that side stepping, or the side squats. So I'm going to grab my jug of vinegar here, and this time, start with my feet together. I'm going to step out to the left. Do a squat, come back up. So I'm not doing a lunge, I'm just stepping out, sitting my hips back, coming back up. When you're doing squats, it's really important to sit those hips back and not let your knees go this way. So By sticking your hips back, it helps keep those knees in much better alignment. If you have knee pain with this, do smaller ones. Just do here, tiny little squats. If you have weight restrictions, let go of this. You shouldn't be, if you've had surgery or if you've had something recently where you shouldn't be lifting more than 10 pounds, then put the weight down and just do squats. You can do squats at the countertop. You can just do smaller ones. Okay, the next one is shoulder press. So I'm going to grab my green chilies and my olive oil again. And this time I'm going to stand, but remember, if you do have back pain, sit in a chair, keep those abs tight, press overhead. You could also just stagger your feet for a little extra balance. You could do a tandem stance to challenge your balance even more. And if the weight really, if you can't get the right weight and it's not quite heavy enough, slow them down and do more. Just don't do them to the point of sacrificing anything else, like your low back. Okay. Now we have chops. I'm going to grab my jug of water. And remember, a good athletic stance, keeping those abs tight, sticking your hips back just a little bit to give your body that support that it needs. And this time we're going to start up to the left, down to the right. So just like you're going to throw that bottle or throw that ball, whatever you have at home, if this is the first time you've ever done something like this, you could just use something really lightweight, like a basketball or, any type of ball you might have sitting around your house. Okay, now we're going to go the opposite way. So go up to the right, down to the left. Just remember to listen to your body, listen to your back and your shoulders and everything else. Make sure that you're not having any pain. If you start to have pain, stop. Send me a message. What else could I do in lieu of this? Okay. I'm around. I'm available to answer questions. I'll usually get back to you pretty quickly. Okay, plank next. So remember, you can start at the countertop. You can do it on an elevated surface. You could use a chair. A kitchen chair works pretty well for this. So you can, just like this, keeping those shoulders right over your hands. And if that is not quite enough challenge, you could lower to the ground, do on your hands or on your elbows. Did you see, somebody was telling me in the gym the other day, what is it? It was over 24 hours, I think, that somebody held a plank, the Guinness Book of World Records. That's a long time. I would have to have something to do while I was holding it. Okay, so remember, try to hold it for about 30 seconds, and then if that's not long enough, hold it longer. Okay, now we're going to do those weight shifts. So I'm going to use my pillows. You can start just on the floor. You can use balance discs if you have them, or you could put one foot on a BOSU. There's a lot of different ways you could do this if you need more challenge, but just go forward and back. Shift that weight all the way into each foot. Do it next to something where you can hang on. The other thing you can do to challenge this a little more is hold a weight in one hand. So I'm going to grab this can and just hold it out to the side. And that throws your balance off a little bit. So you can, your abs have to engage so that you don't hold it like this or hold it like this. You can hold as heavy a weight as feels comfortable. Switch feet. Okay, that's it for today. shoot me ideas if you have anything else around your house that you're using for weights. There's endless possibilities of things that we have in our cabinets. You could use plates even. I don't know. You just have to know what you're willing to use. And I do recommend keeping a space. Find some sort of a space. And not necessarily in like the deepest, darkest, scariest part of your house. A lot of people do it in their basement next to like the furnace and they don't ever want to spend time there. So find a space that will be that you will be able to utilize and will feel like a good space. Take a picture of your space, post it, send it to me. I'm interested to see what you guys have, and then I can also use more ideas going forward. So use my stretch video that I put out yesterday. I put it all out. It's about 30-35 minutes worth of stretches. You can use it in lieu of a workout if you're not feeling up to a workout. You can use it to fast forward to a certain stretch that you need. I kind of did a whole body stretch, which many of you do following your exercise session in the gym. But maybe you need a little reminder. Stretching is so important, and I don't want to take extra time on these videos. So you can use that at the end of each one of my videos, or you can use it, pieces of it, depending on what we did here. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know how you're feeling. Reach out with any comments or suggestions, and just keep moving. It's important for that stress release right now. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye.